ever heard the term, what's your truth, finding your truth, living your truth? Can you handle the truth if you go to a few good men in that court scene at the end? Truth is one of those things that's objective. We hear often it talking about with fake news and the truth, and how can the truth be different from so many angles, and everybody's manipulating the truth, and no one really understands what the truth really means anymore. And it creates this dichotomy within the truth that you don't know whether it's right or wrong, or what is right or wrong. And it just becomes this manipulated thing that often can distort how you see reality. We see it everywhere we look, in the media, in the news outlets, wherever it may be, wherever there's a printed thing in front of our eyeballs, the truth is always being distorted. Classic case in point of the truth. And often I'm also wondering, how has this never been canceled? But that's a different rant. In this case, you ever been by the grocery store line and there's all those rag sheets of all those gossips about Hollywood? If you lived by the truth of what these magazines report about these people's lives in Hollywood, you would think that Hollywood is this massive dumpster fire that has massive scandals, that no one is really integrity, no one is a man of character, no person, no woman out there is doing the right thing in Hollywood. Everybody's being distorted in those magazines. Again, how have those not been canceled as a very destructive force for good that my kids see every time we go by the grocery line? Talk about some reality of what I have to then explain, like, why are these magazines here and are they true and why are they lying? It's a great example of the truth being out there. It's printed, it's right there in front of you. And I would make a good bet, because they sell magazines, that someone buys it, and someone buys into that truth. Leading into the next question, what truth are you buying into? What truth are you buying into? Now, that's also equally powerful, gut-wrenching question, because the real power of a man being stuck in his own cycle is buying his own BS. Telling these different things, understanding them, figuring out where they need to go, what they mean, how do I navigate them, what does it mean when that happens? All of those things can distort what kind of BS we're even selling to ourselves. But again, what is your truth? How do you see your truth? Do you even understand what that means? Is this the first time that you've ever heard that? Now, I may be talking in riddles, but I am talking in riddles on purpose. Because, as I've already outlined, the truth is a riddle sometimes. The truth can be distorted. I've talked about it in different podcast episodes about how it's almost like looking through life with a set of beer goggles. And those beer goggles distort everything. That is not reality, although it looks like reality. It's really not. And the crux of being a man in 2022 is that we are told to adopt essentially the standard truth. Men go to work. Men's purpose is to provide salary. Men's purpose is to just provide this building and pay the mortgage. That we don't have any emotional depth to be able to parenting and connect with our kids on a deep level. That we don't have a voice within our kids' school system. That we don't have a voice at a family court hearing to get 50-50 custody of our kids. These are all truths. They are different sides of the truth. They have so many different angles within them. So again, what truth are you buying every day? And again, I ask this question in a very nonchalant way, a very confusing way, because I want you to question what you're buying. I want you to see potentially what you can't see. Because this exercise of questioning your truth, it is the front lines of reality. It is the front lines of your growth. It is the front lines of your life changing. All of this leads up to us being able to change our life intentionally and get where we're going. I recently invited a coach to work in my life to help me see truth differently. Because it is an invitation to challenge what you see, to challenge your understanding of it, to challenge the BS that you might be selling yourself. As a person who has a podcast, You might think that I can't sell any of this BS because it has to be true. I'm not going to guarantee everything that I've ever said in this podcast is true to the context of like facts within nature of physics. But I can guarantee at the time of every recording, that was how I saw the world. And if you were listening to every one of these episodes, and if you have, one, thank you. Two, you probably have seen my truth evolve, my understanding of what reality is. And that's something I'm always questioning. Is this what I'm looking at? Is this really true, what's in front of me? And I think within the context of this, and understanding what is your truth, being able to challenge it, invite people into your life to challenge your truth where you could be wrong, invite feedback that might be hard to hear. Take that for what it is, but take that as an invitation to change your life. If you want to hear some truth talk, if you want to invite me to be that guy, head over to bencloy.com. There's a link in the upper right-hand corner for a Design Your Legacy call where we find your truth and where that truth could lead you if you leaned into it, if you brought visibility to it, and if, and this is a big if you allow the process of life to chisel away so that truth shows who you are every single day. That is all I have for you guys today. We'll be back again tomorrow.